Hello and welcome everybody into some Tuesday night racing action here with the HCK Beagles Racing League taking on the tricky track here in the desert. Phoenix is where we are at for 110 laps of action-packed racing to be had in these Truck Series cars here tonight, and I got a feeling it's going to be a fantastic show for all y'all out there, so sit back, buckle up, and get ready, because here we go, and let's get all things kicked on off with the National Anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back. As always, we have to say a huge thank you to the fantastic supporters on out here for this fantastic race league, such as, I gotta get the right one, BK Mowing out there in the Auburn, Indiana area, where they mow it your way. And man, it is getting hot out there now. You don't want to be the one out there sweating and getting all dirty and whatnot, trying to get your lawn all mowed up. So hit up BK Mowing and get yourself some fantastic yard work done here tonight, as well as some other fantastic sponsors, such as Abruzzi Racewear, having some fantastic racewear and sim race gear as well, all up for grabs there on their store. So big thank you to Abruzzi Racewear, and be sure to go and pick yourself on up some fantastic quality stuff there. Of course, big thank you to TrackDogsRacing.com as well, the premier merchandising supplier of the HCKBRL and AAA broadcasting. Chiefland RC Raceway, huge thank you to them down there in that Florida area, where you can go and race some of those RC cars, whether it's around a dirt oval track. I think they got some crawler courses going down there as well. So be sure, if you're in that area, head on over to the Chiefland RC Raceway. Of course, big thank you as well to Sonic Graphic Design. Some fantastic paint schemes being had by everybody. So don't be one of the ones that looks like you're just some bland old Steve out there. Get yourself a good quality and fantastic paint scheme done by Sonic Graphic Designs. And of course, big thank you as well to AdminBoxx, the premier button box solution for race control admins, where at the push of a button, they can throw black flags, wave arounds, yellow flags, do whatever race admins need to do to control all this chaos. And it's all right there, just at the reach of the fingertips. So be sure to head on over to AdminBoxx to pick up yours today. As always, I am Alan Brown, and I am joined by two of my best friends, one of which is the brewmaster in general, Mr. Alan English, joining me here in the booth. And Mr. English, this one's, I think, a little bit new to us. I think this is one of the first times we've seen the nighttime lights shine here at Phoenix here tonight.
Yeah, I don't think we've done a night race here at Phoenix, but it's an awesome track, especially with that cool little dog leg in it. It's a 1 mile track, that races, just as big or even bigger than a mile and a half. I mean, it's really, really neat. You're going to see a lot of 4 and 5 wide action here probably after they cross the start-finish line. So interesting race for sure here in the desert, and can't wait to bring it to you all.
And that indeed is down there on pit road, trying not to get pricked by a prickly cactus, is Mr. Adam Turner, our official anger management specialist, on down there, getting the feel for the drivers here at this track. Adam, it's a little bit of a tricky one to tangle. There isn't a single corner that's like the other one here, very much like your favorite track there at Pocono. So kind of tell what these drivers are feeling out.
Yeah, Pocono, that's a whole nother story. But here, this track confuses the hell out of me, to be honest with you, because I don't know what's the back stretch. I don't know what the front stretch is. There's a cactus that's lit up with a guy with a flag.
Yes.
I don't know what the hell's going on here. I do know this. It races kind of like an intermediate track when it's a 1 mile track. It's very bizarre. I do like the fact they come here in NASCAR. I wish it was the second to last race. I like Homestead as the last race, personally. But as far as these trucks, I think it's going to be fun. They have that little deal where everybody can act crazy and go in the dog leg and do whatever you want. It's kind of like a free-for-all, if you're driving in Dallas and, you just want to send it on 75, that's kind of what we're doing here. I think we're going to see some fun racing tonight, especially with these trucks. They're fun to race, easier to handle than a lot of the different cars out here on iRacing, so it should be fun. Now here's the rules right now. Tonight we have 1 fast repair, 75% fuel, 4 sets of tires. There is no DQ limit, so incident points will not matter. And it's very cool in the desert tonight. 71 degrees, should be sticky out there, and shouldn't have too much slipping and sliding.
And that indeed, as we take a look here at tonight's race info, like you said, beautiful weather, and of course it's in the desert. They don't see rain out here, even though there was some joking around in the Discord there that no, it was rained out here tonight, as they were trying to get the session all set on up. But nonetheless, these drivers gonna have a fantastic time on out there at the racetrack. Bringing us down to tonight's key to the race, and boy, oh boy, have you ever got to beware of that tricky dog leg. You're gonna have people taking you 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, however many trucks you can fit down there in that dog leg wide. That's how many you're gonna be wide going down through there.
Yeah, Kevin Winker joining us in the YouTube chat saying good evening. Team America is down to 3 guys tonight because Zax has no power. I know how that is. He said he thinks the no dog leg tonight gonna be interesting. Well, I tell you what, man.
It's a no dog leg version? Hell, I don't know.
No, the dog leg's there. It's just kind of like kind of sort of blocked by the pit road wall there a little bit because of how they redesigned it. That's what I should say.
Yeah, they tried to ruin everybody's good time here, but
that's what they always do.
It's a cool track because you cross the start-finish line, and then you go through what was called the dog leg, and then you've got turn 1 and 2, then the back stretch, then turn 3 and 4, and you go back across the start-finish line.
Yeah, I'm already confused.
Do it all over again. The dog leg is after the start-finish line.
But the start-finish feels like it's in like 3 and 4.
It's just out of 4.
Basically is.
I know. It's like semantics, but it is.
I know.
It's hard to get a hold of when you're used to seeing the flag in a certain place on a track.
When you're like us and you're easily confused your whole life, this kind of stuff is not easy to grasp. So.
No, it's very complex.
All we can do is a PSA for all the other people like us.
Yeah. Yeah. It's still fun. We're going to have fun. So that's all that matters.
Yeah, yes, sir. Indeed. Only about a minute left here in qualifying. I think the only 2 people that haven't qualified quite yet are going to be serving some penalties here tonight, and with that, so just maybe waiting on a few people, maybe running a little bit late to join the session, and then we'll get on down there into the trucks and grid on up As always, we thank you all for tuning in and watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, so that way you get alerted every single time that we go live. And if you do enjoy it, be sure to hit that thumbs up button there as well, as that's just going to help us continue to grow this fantastic community that's already reached the 400 mark, which is absolutely insane. Haven't not even in the wildest dreams did I ever think we would make it, heck, to even 200, let alone 400. So we definitely
Fantabulous.
well surpassed that, and that's all thanks to you fantastic fans on out there.
I thought we'd get to like 10,000 in no time.
Oh crap!
It's so great. It's really, we do something different. Let's be honest, guys. This is like a podcast and a race all in one, and we have fun with it. We're different than a lot of the guys, and a lot of guys do great stuff on iRacing, but I think AAA Broadcasting has a little, since there's 3 of us, I think that helps, and we've known each other a while. So, but yeah, come join us, hit the bells, hit the buttons. We got to get rid of this Zuckerberg clown.
Well, that we do. Meanwhile, the drivers are starting to line up down there on the grid, and that means we're going to get this thing all kicked on off with the 16 of Mr. Nick Gardner picking up the pole position here tonight. 13, Mark Beverly going to start to his outside. 42, Kevin Winker down a teammate here tonight, but that's not going to stop him starting up there in third. He's going to have the 39 of Joshua Freed starting next to him there in fourth. Fifth will be the 7 of Mr. Brett Somers, getting a pretty good starting spot on up there. 51 of Joshua Moore, one of the only times I don't think I've ever seen him qualify up there on the pole, but he's starting there tonight in sixth. 7th will be the 15 of Cody Staten. 64, Cale Tuberville starting in 8th to his outside. 34, Jesse Calloway starting here tonight in 9th, with the 4 of Eric Stoy rounding out tonight's starting top 10.
Row number 6 is going to be the 81 of Brian Torchia, and the 22 of Haas the Boss Beverly. Row number 7 is going to be the 44 of David Wright and the 5 of Stephen Naylor. Row number 8 is going to be J.A. Burton in the 26 and the 24 of Andrew Hansley, the 4th. Row number 9 is going to be Frank Ranger in the 17 and the 1 of Nathan Cogdell. Let's see. Then we've got Bad Brad Hunt, Tyler Beverly, Michael Newton, and Jonathan Herbert making up the rest of the field. I think Michael Newton's going to be on race control. I
believe that indeed is the case, and that is your racing field here tonight. As always, we like to get things all kicked on off with a little bit of a interview here with your pole award winner. For whatever reason, that did not work, so we'll go ahead and do this the old-fashioned way. Now I got to find his name, Mr. Nick Gardner, part of the Dialed In Racing team. There we go, finally got it. The 16 Nick Gardner qualifying up there on pole position, man. Congratulations, a great starting spot. Looks like tonight's going to be a tricky task for you here.
Yeah, man, looking forward to it. Never really been great here, but yeah, I'll take it. Hopefully I can learn during the race and just stay out front.
Well, good luck, Nick. You guys are about to go green. Get that Chevrolet up front and keep it there.
Appreciate it, boys.
Get him on down there. So I know this track is pretty quick to get around here with that pace truck. And
oh yeah.
But either way, congratulations to the AdminBoxx Pole Award winner there, the 16 of Mr. Nick Gardner.
See, I thought they were going green right there, but they have to.
Yeah, I thought so too. I was getting a little nervous as I enter into that Geico restart zone there in turn number 4, and away we go. Green flag racing for the first time here tonight here at Phoenix. Side by side, they shuffle their way on down past that dog leg. No one making use of that lane here on the get-go. I think maybe that might have been a rule implemented just to make sure the race starts off free and clear as they make their way already back down that back straightaway into turns 3 and 4 as the 16 leads the way. Side by side go the 42 and the 13. Exiting turn number 4 goes the 42, still side by side, and yet it looks like maybe they may have gotten a little talking to, and it doesn't look like anybody's really making use of going below that yellow line.
Cody Staten ended up on the inside wall there. It looks like Jesse Calloway is slow on the high side. I don't know what happened there. Both trucks on opposite sides of the track there, but we stay green.
You can see that 15 of Staten trying to make his way on by the 26 machine of Jay Burton. Meanwhile, 16 machine just absolutely putting the pedal to the metal here tonight, trying to rip away from this field. Already setting the fastest lap of this race. The 39 and 13 going side by side. Beverly of the Mark Beverly and the 39 of Josh Freed having a great battle here. Now the 7 of Brett Sommers trying to maybe make a pass up there on the outside lane.
Andrew Hansley said, this is a tough little track out there for sure. And Carol says, hi, everyone. Ready for great racing tonight. You go, number 24, Andrew. And Janelle joined us saying, let's go, Herbert, in the 87 machine.
Herbert serving an EOL penalty here tonight, tucking into line behind the 26 of Jay Burton, trying to figure out a way to maneuver his way up through this racing field here. Got the 45 of Tyler Beverly also started there in the back. He's getting passed by the 1 of, excuse me, Nate Cogdell out here, trying to pick up some all-important spots and move up that field. How about that 169 Brad Hunt? Bad Brad. He's not looking too bad right now. Already up 9 spots. Absolutely getting the jump on that restart.
And what you think about this? It's like short track racing, kind of. It's on 1 miler, but these guys are hauling ass. All right, back to you, Alan.
Yep, I guess back to me. Apparently, the Rutabaga got lost in transmission there. As we continue to race under the green flag, but I do agree with you. It's man, it's weird. It's not quite short track racing because it's man, it's different. It's a different kind of racing. It's like you know, when we whenever we go to Iowa, right? That's a very short track. That's under a mile long, but it doesn't race like it. It races a little bit closer to that kind of 1.5 mile mark, and I think that's what we're seeing here tonight as well. It's we're seeing a lot of single file here early. Maybe some people just trying to save those tires, realizing last week's mistake as Andrew Hansley coming on down into the pits here. Don't know what's going on with poor Andrew.
Eric Stoy has reached 163 miles an hour here. So far, the fastest truck out there, but not the fastest lap. So these guys are quick.
Is that fast right now?
That's nuts. That's nuts fast.
Well, how did you do that? You got a supercharger in that thing?
I think he must have cut across and hit the hot dog stand or something and cut across the corner there.
Nice.
Speaking of heading up to the hot dog stand, where were you? We were about to send out a bolo.
I threw it to you. And
I sent you a message. I had emergency. My dad called about I got all the family stuff. But I'm back. It was just a phone call. Give me updates. No, it's all good. We're racing. I'm back. Sorry about the delay there.
Oh, I got your message.
Yeah, you got my message here. You saw that.
Yeah, finally. Yeah.
I didn't have time. Y'all were talking. I had to take the call. What you got?
Slow traffic down there with a 169 machine. Brad Hunt getting passed now by the 15, the 1, and now also looks like the 5 of Steven Naylor. Oh, with some contact, beating and banging. They're both still going to be beating and banging. That's going to bring out the caution.
Brad Hunt able to dodge a lot of the cars that were about to hit him. He's pretty much flawless out there, his truck anyway. Not a scratch on the 169.
Let's go back and kind of see what happens. It looks like maybe the 5 was trying to squeeze down and get a run on that 169, and there was a little bit of a bibble and a little bit of a bobble, and next thing you know, we got ping pong balls bouncing across the track here. Oh, it looks like both trucks were kind of loose coming out of whatever turn that was, or that couldn't have been netcode. That could have started as netcode, getting the 169 loose with that as the 5 kind of was catching the bobble there.
Netcode has They did a little bit better with netcode with these trucks, but it's still.
It's absolutely has plagued these trucks for quite a while now, and it looks like Nick Gardner, you're going from looking like he was going to be up there at the front for quite a while, coming down to the pits here early. I don't know if he realizes that it's not unlimited tire sets like they once were.
Yeah, we do have. That was just last week. I think there was an error in the setup. We only have 4 sets of tires tonight. I wouldn't want to probably burn one up this early. I think right about now your tires ought to be feeling pretty good for another 10 or 15 laps.
Imagine so. Johnny Herbert got a lot of fans out there. The driver of the number 87 Ridge Power Sports Chevrolet. Ridge Power Sports does motorcycle, ATV, personal watercraft, parts, and accessories. Check them out. Ridge Power Sports, sponsor of the number 87 Chevrolet of Johnny Herbert.
Man. Tell you what, I'd like to go out to Phoenix someday. I'd like to go across the world on a ship. I got a personal sponsor you guys probably don't know anything about, but
no.
Facebook.com/GC Cruise Travel.
Who's that?
George Charlie Cruise Travel. That is my guy. He puts me all over the world. I go on these trips for cheap. I get in boats. I get in planes. He can do it all. Facebook.com/GC Cruise Travel. Yes. Do you know I'm a world traveler? I got a passport.
Automobiles.
Dude, he can do it, and it's perfect because he services the whole country.
What if I want to go to Antarctica?
He can do it.
I don't want to do the Titanic thing. I saw how that.
That one's not. Woo, that's too soon, man.
Well,
that one's not turning out real well.
It turned out bad for some folks, and
what's terrible about
them is they're still trying to find them.
There was some arrogance going on from what I read that that submersible wasn't rated for what they were doing with it, and
you're going 2.5 miles down, dude. You can't do that.
Well, I wouldn't be involved in something like that.
Oh man.
Well, hopefully they pop up and everything's fine, but it's not looking like it at this point.
Man. Well, thankfully they're not out of air yet.
Right, but
they said they had like 60 hours left.
They could be completely crushed by the weight of the ocean.
That's true.
So here's the thing: if they're down there by the Titanic, it's not like they're going down any further. If they're,
Yeah, you can't really get any lower than that. They're not in Mariana Trench or anything. So
it's on the ground. I mean,
it's on the ground. Yeah, it's on the ground underwater.
Right. I don't know what the hell.
Albert Anderson joins us saying, "Good to see Turner is not in Guantanamo Bay yet."
Yet is correct.
God bless America.
At least Leavenworth. I am very concerned for my safety. Albert.
Freedom of speech is alive.
I try to. Here we go, Brown.
Here we go, indeed. And it looks like the leader's choice here is to start up on that high side. The 13, Mark Beverly, is going to start down low as they enter that Geico restart zone. Green flag is out, and green flag racing is what we go to here once again. That 42 machine out like a rocket, getting that big run. Oh, the 4 is going around. Oh, but he saves it. What a snag there by the 4 of Eric Stoy.
All right, this is nuts. So this is the one without the dog leg. Then there's no real dog leg, right? It's not as open as the new, or is it? I don't know. Nobody's using it.
Some beating and banging out there as well. I'm sure there's some people out here wishing they could use some of that dog leg as the 169 and the 7 machine make a little side-by-side contact there. We also saw the 4 and the 44 getting together there a little bit as well. Meanwhile, here up at the front, trading positions here goes the 13, 42. 13 crossed up the 42, but now the 42's got the cross up coming back. This is what short track racing is all about.
Love it, man.
Trying to wonder why my neighbors are shooting fireworks off on June 20th.
I mean, why not?
We don't even ask those questions anymore in
It's
Louisiana.
America. I mean, they have the right to shoot fireworks when they want.
It could be a
They're probably-
410 shotgun. It could be anything.
They're probably happy about the United States Constitution and how it survived, over 250 years to protect our rights as citizens. That's probably what they're shooting fireworks off for.
Well, you're probably right. As the 42 starting to get under attack here by the 64. Cale Turbeville a little bit. 39 of Josh Freed out here as well, trying to trickle on into some of those positions. We got the 15, Cody Staten, going side by side with the 81 of Brian Torcha, trying to pick up some good spots here, move up into that top 10. You can see there the 44, David Wright, hanging on to it as well. Same thing with the 51, Joshua Moore, kind of locked up into this group. As, man, we're going 2 by 2, 3 rows deep here.
Yeah.
Are we at Daytona?
I don't know.
It's
They're acting
It's
like
the
it.
all-in-one track, isn't it? Nuts, man.
Yeah, I don't know what corner that is. 1 and 2, or no, 2 and 3. It's crazy how they're getting kind of sideways and door to door right there. So, yeah, I'm gonna guess it's 2 and 3. Is that how we call the corners? 1 and 4 and 2 and 3.
Nah, it's 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4.
Oh, jeez.
The dog leg doesn't count as a corner, even though I've seen on road courses straightaways be called a corner.
Okay, so after they cross the cactus, that's not a corner.
That's by definition
It
not
is
a corner.
Okay, that's not a corner. So now they're going into 1 and 2.
Now they're on their way down in like the little short shoot down into turns 1 and 2. Yes.
Yes.
Well, the 1 and 2
Say,
is where I'm seeing
Use
all the action.
use one word answers for Turner. Just say yes or
Yeah.
no. He's a big dumb animal, folks.
I don't have the brain power for some of this stuff. I do know this. In the corners, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 and 6, whatever they got here, they're really having some cool battles, and people are making some moves.
And I mean, it's all happening here inside of this top 10. Some fantastic fights going on here as they make their way down through turns 1 and 2 once again. As we take a look down this back straightaway, everybody beating and banging the doors off each other here, trying to pick up whatever spots that they can. Beverly still out in front. 42 of Winker, followed by that 64 of Cale Turbeville, and Josh Freed just barely hanging on to that front group. And then right after that, where Brian Torcha is here in 5th, this is where really the meat and potatoes is going on. Got the 81, the 15, the 44, the 4, the 1, the 16, the 51, the 7, all racing for positions. Oh, it was a 7. Oh, I thought he got into the back of the 51 there. I think he did. As the 51 goes a little wide through the corner there.
Close one there. I thought we were going to see some
51.
extracurricular action.
Yeah, Josh Moore and the Muleburger Custom Homes Team America machine almost rear-ended a few trucks there on all that action. They kept it together, kept racing. Look at these HCK Beagles Racing League guys go. They got a website too. Check them out, HCKBeaglesRacingLeague.com. You can check out the driver bios and all the cool stuff on there. Pretty neat. All the
Sponsor info, yeah.
Yeah.
Carol Hansley says, praying for the Titanic tourists out there, and in the same section there says, it's funny, Andrew had to clear up what the dog leg was.
Oh, it's a 15's going around.
Not everybody knows.
Oh, I thought he saved it. Not quite in time. And again, that being right there in that part of the track where the dogleg is a raceable surface, we will have ourselves the second caution of the evening.
Michael Newton saying, did you guys have a great Juneteenth? Well, I had to work. My wife is a federal worker, so she was off today, but she was working hard here at home.
That was yesterday.
Ooh, 15 had a little help going around there.
Yeah, there's a lot of action right there.
Looks like
I forget what day it is sometimes.
looks like the 44 got into the Mac. The 15 just a little bit, just a kiss of the bumper there.
Sometimes you don't mean to bump somebody; you just have a different lift point, and I think that's what we're selling here.
A lot of takers on pit road. I think this is probably, what are we? It's pretty good time.
Right around the 30 lap mark. Yeah.
Quarter of the way, not quite.
Yeah, 110. An interesting number on how these guys are going to elect to break up the pit strategy down here tonight.
Oh man, the 42 overshot his box, had to back up. He's going to lose a couple spots there probably.
As you can see, the field coming on back around. We'll see who comes out. Well, apparently we're watching the safety truck. That's apparently where that camera angle snaps to when everyone gets out of the zone. Looks like the 13, Mark Beverly, quickly in and out, followed by the 34, Jesse Calloway. 39, Josh Freed having a great pit stop there as well. 64, Cale Turpeville, followed by that 42 of Winker, then the 22 of Haas the Boss Beverly. David Wright, Eric Stoy, Nate Cogdale, and Brian Torcha will make up your restarting top 10.
Matt Bunjo joining us, pulling for Stealth Motorsports out there. Ridge Power Sports joining us, the sponsor of the 87 machine. Thank you so much for joining us out there in YouTube land. And Nicole Scafidi pulling for Winker. Hashtag Winker Nation for the 42.
Nice. Love hearing from the fans out there. They're the ones that make this thing go. If we didn't have people watching their drivers, it would just be three dum-dums talking about iRacing, really. So thank you for commenting and keep it up. Sorry, Brown, I did lump you into the dum-dum category.
Oh, okay. Well,
I mean, didn't think it hurt your feelings or
no,
anything.
not really. My feelings are fine. I'm not feeling hurt. But either way, we get ready to go back to some green flag racing here. Going to have the 13 of Mark Beverly and the 34 Jesse Calloway starting side by side. Looks like the 13 machine electing to restart here on the bottom side. Which will be something interesting to continue to watch for here, Turner, is where these drivers decide to elect to restart from up here at the front.
Yeah. That'll be an interesting take. Now, do they go on green or do they go on the...
I believe they go on green.
Okay, so that changes the game a little bit of where you want to be at the restart and all that.
Yeah, so we'll definitely see. But of course, the green flag way is right here in the middle of turn number 4 as the field rounds it out, and away we go. And yeah, just like that, that 13 machine just putting the foot to the floor and breaking right on away. He's not wanting to deal with any fighting action going on behind him. Here's the 34 and the 39 go side by side. Some good side by side as the 1 goes down below the yellow line here. A little check up there for the 44 as well. He's going to be taking 3 wide as they break their way down the back straightaway here. A big run here coming from that bottom side of the 16, and Nick Gardner, your pole winner here, trying to make his way back up to the front.
Kevin Winker currently in 5th position. It's got some fans out there. Brett Winker, Shauna Fleck, both pulling for Winker. Hashtag Winker Nation. Carol Hansley says, "Oh man, these guys are doing great." Thumbs up emoji.
And side by side go Calloway and Freed down onto the kind of little tiny front stretch past the glowing cactus here. as they make their way down through turns 1 and 2 and down the long back straightaway here.
I love that glowing cactus, especially at a night race like this. It really stands out.
A Christmas
this-
tree.
It makes this track unique. Does it glow yellow when there's a caution?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes,
Does
it
it?
does.
Oh,
It
very
flashes, I
cool.
think.
Oh, I like that. I like unique stuff. You know, a lot of this cookie cutter NASCAR stuff they did in the mid 2010 and all that, all this cookie cutter garbage. Let's make
good.
stuff unique, you know?
Yeah.
That's what we got here with this track.
Ooh, contact there between the 51 and the 44. Beating and banging go Joshua Moore and David Wright.
Mark Beverly continues to just school everybody on how to run here. Full second out in front of everybody else. 13 Budweiser machine is just
Ooh.
He's getting them learned right now.
Yeah, he is, as the 44 gets up into the outside wall and loses quite a few positions. So that wall is definitely reaching for some of these trucks to get them all slowed down and get their bumpers all ground up. It's the 51 and the 22 machine going side by side.
Mark is just out there in first place, just trying to manage a gap. You know, just let me stay a second ahead of second place, and I think that's what he's doing out there. He'd probably run faster if he wanted, but not in his best interest. Just maintain a gap and keep him back there.
Yeah, and you know, we kind of heard about it last night in that Num Thumbs Racing League race as we're going 3 wide here between the 15, the 16, and the 22 for just a quick second. Both the 15 and 16 making it on by Haas Beverly there. But the aerodynamics of Kansas was really messing with those cars, and if you got into that dirty air behind the car in front of you, it made that track very difficult. And I got a feeling that's probably what's also helping the 13 machine here is, looks like we got another squiggly one. That's the 7 of Brett Sommers. He had that truck 6 ways to sideways going down the back straightaway there, but finally able to get it all collected up before turns 3 and 4.
But did he have it any which way but loose? Was Clyde in there telling him to take a left turn?
Left
Or
turn,
tell him-
Clyde.
Yeah. That's good he collected it.
Everybody needs an orangutan as a spotter, I think.
Yeah, I think so. It was a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Well-
made a song, you know, Merle Haggard and Clint Eastwood sang that song. Didn't they?
Well, yeah, and Every Which Way But Loose was like an Eddie Rabbit too.
Yeah, but they had a song.
Barroom
Big
Buddies,
thing.
yeah. I know.
Barroom Buddies. Yeah, there you go. Crazy times in the 80s, man.
That was the late 70s, I think, even.
Oh, I don't know. It was right on the
I
border. Nonetheless, there was a lot of things being ingested through people's noses back then that created some weird things, you know.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
But America was pretty cool back then, man. You know, we didn't have all
Sure.
these rules and all this. If they were lying, you know, we didn't care. We didn't have, you know, Instagram
Yeah,
to tell us about everybody's
Convoys,
lies.
trucker movies, and
Yeah, those were fun.
34 machine scraping the outside wall. There's the 51 Joshua Moore squeaks on by.
Josh Moore, driver of the Muhlenberger Custom Homes machine, who's the sponsor on a few of these trucks out here, including the 42.
Has he joined us? I haven't seen him in the chat.
I haven't seen Bruce in the chat yet. I'm sure he's watching his boys out here, making sure that they carry that Muhlenberger Custom Homes decal all the way to the.
You got to
finish
keep
line
him
here.
in line.
Yeah, you got to keep them in line.
Yeah, it's
Those are your drivers.
kind of speaking of keeping things in line here. Things are definitely calming down and kind of starting to get into a single file line, but the 42 Kevin Winker continuing to kind of charge back, maybe plan a move here on the 39 of Josh Freed, trying to figure out a way to get around him here. But of course, Freed's doing a pretty good job of making that truck look about 18 feet wide right now.
Yeah, Freed kind of playing defense here, which you can do. Here comes the 42 deep on the bottom, right by the yellow line. Can't carry the momentum, can't clear him. He's going to have to try again in the next set of turns.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be one of those tracks where you have to set up that pass either a lap or two in advance. Make sure you get all that momentum all lined on up, because just like that, you know, on a failed attempt, man, it's going to take a good minute before he really gets any good rhythm back underneath him there. That's the 64 of Cale Turbeville now hounding on that back bumper of the 42.
Joel Moore pulling for Josh Moore in the 51. Thank you so much, Joel, for joining us. Yeah, 64 right on him. You're right. Go ahead, buddy.
No, y'all are talking about racing. My mind is
No, go
racing
ahead.
about this.
Say what's on your mind.
They put this tube down there with people in it to go look at the Titanic. What's the purpose? I don't even think the thing had windows.
It's a tourism thing. No, it has.
It didn't have a window.
Cameras and stuff, I think.
Yeah, well, they put a thing down there that doesn't have people in it, and you can look. I've seen all beautiful pictures of the Titanic from my own home. I didn't have to go get in a tube
You can't
to do it.
criticize people that paid to go on this thing. It's like $250,000 to go on it, which is more than my house is worth. But
That's a lot of money.
yeah, I mean, this was their dream to see the Titanic, and
Well, you don't see it. There's cameras. You just told me there's cameras.
I don't know. There might be a window on it, but I don't see how you would do that.
I don't know. I just don't understand those poor people. Why they did that. I'd
I
rather
don't see
get
why-
on that.
I don't understand.
I'd rather
why
get
people
on
go bungee
the-
jumping, but I feel bad when stuff goes
No.
wrong when they bungee.
I'd rather get on the Bezos fake rocket ship than that. If I'm gonna pay that kind
The
of
one
money.
shaped like a
pencil?
yeah.
Yes. The one that barely goes into space and they
It
waste
just
the
goes
money.
up. It just goes up high in the sky and comes straight back
Yeah,
down.
I'd rather get on that. At least,
That
you
is-
know, if you're gonna die, you're gonna blow up in a blaze of
Oh,
glory.
man,
You know.
come on.
Oh man, crazy times, man. But crazy great racing right now at Phoenix.
Yeah, you ain't kidding here, as we're about a couple laps away from the halfway point here in this race. You got Josh Freed still hanging on to that spot in front of that 42 Kevin Winker, but the 15 Cody Staten trying to go side by side here with the 34 of Jesse Calloway here. Again, I think we're kind of at that point here, fellas, where, you know, we're almost about 30 laps into this run. We're, you know, a few laps shy of that, but I got a feeling people are probably starting to maybe beg for tires a little bit.
Yeah, so most everybody lapped 29. So, I mean, probably 7 more laps. They're gonna want tires for sure. That'll put them at 3 sets of tires, though, Brown. They're gonna have to keep pushing.
Yeah, it's again, it's just one of those bold strategy calls. Oh, as the 87 machine gets up into that outside wall a little bit there, does some scraping of his own.
Tell you what, Turbeville, Winker, that's good battle.
Yeah, well, in the meantime,
Winker's going 3 wide.
yes, 39 trying to squeak by some lap traffic by the looks of it there. And that's going to cause a little bit of a checkup. Now, here comes that 64 Cale Turbeville. He was waiting for a chance to pounce here to maybe make a move on that 42 machine, and he saw it, but he's not going to quite able to keep that run and momentum going to pick up that spot.
Yeah.
Of course, tonight's race sponsor, BK Mowing, sponsor of that number 4 GOAT machine, Eric Stoy. They're doing a pretty good job maintaining 5th position.
What?
Yeah, BK Mowing.
They mow it.
That's
They're
pretty cool.
your
They're
way.
the sponsor. Yeah, that's the sponsor of the race.
It's a play on the same company that makes the BK broiler. We won't mention their name, but
Yeah,
You can have it your way, and they'll mow it your way.
It's
Just really cool.
charbroiled.
Oh, is that what they say?
I think so. They used to.
No, they wear a crown if you walk around the joint. You get a cardboard crown, and you get your grass cut
Only
by
on your
BK
birthday.
Mowing, maybe. I don't know.
If it's your birthday, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, that's only birthdays? Oh.
Nate Cogdell's just running in hot right there.
He's a menace.
Yeah, he's definitely starting to run up through this field. Maybe he's saved a little bit of that rubber here as he goes a little wide. I thought he was going to maybe squeeze out against the wall there, but able to get it all wrangled back in as, the 42 getting some help from the 64 from behind. So some beating and banging happen as we exchange for the lead. The 42, Kevin Winker, up, I can't say the lead. He finally got around the 39 of Josh Freed, the leader of that little group, I should say, is, the one gets into the back of the 64 just a little bit, but able to get it back down just in time before any craziness happens.
Look at that battle with Turboville and Freed. That is... And Winker was involved in that too. They're really going after it. How good do you have to be driving to keep it clean right there? They've been doing a couple laps together like that.
Yeah, no, you're definitely gonna have to be keeping those nerves all cooled off, and can't lose it now as you guys are racing side by side like they are.
Still out there going after it. Let me see if there's any other racing going on, because that right there, it's hard to get away from.
Little bit of a touch there between the 39 and the 64.
Cogdell's getting into the mix too. Joshua Moore's right behind him. That's your battle right there. Stoy's in the mix. Wow.
No prisoners right here, boys. They're playing for keeps here at lap 61. Just over halfway here.
Is that from Dodgeball?
What?
Playing for keeps.
I've heard that for years. I don't think it's from a TV show.
Oh.
Huh?
Man, they're all up in the mix right there.
There was a scene from Step Brothers where it said that. Maybe that's where
maybe that was it.
From.
Man, what a battle right there. All the way back to Gardner. Gardner's caught up with Stoy. Tail into that battle.
Check out the 50. Go ahead.
No, just go for it.
I was going to say, check out the 51 trying to move up and pass the 1 here. He's getting passed on by the 39 currently. I was going to say the 51 using ninja focus techniques, slowing his heart rate, sneaking up undetected.
Doing a good job of it.
The joke didn't really work out.
It fell flat there at the end.
Yeah, it was bad.
I mean, while that action was going on, they were making their way around the 17 of Frank Ranger and the 34 Jesse Calloway. First one to call it quits here on this set of rubbers, electing to come on down into pit road. Meanwhile, the 22 of Haas, the Boss Beverly, doing a little bit of bobbing and weaving here with the 45 Tyler Beverly.
Yeah, the boys from Ohio out there mixing it up. Family style.
Yeah. They're like a gang up there, aren't they? With gangs, family gangs.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, we've met some.
Oh my goodness.
Oh Lord, are you okay? Did the train run into your house? Did they? Do I need to call Booty Judge and come have something fixed over at your house?
Booty Judge.
That scared me to death right there.
What do you think it does to me at 2 a.m.?
I can't
imagine. It's the end of the freaking world every night.
Just email Booty Judge. He's very receptive to your complaints
I'm
about
sure.
anything travel related. He'll take care of it.
Yeah, he'll take on KCS all by himself.
Yeah. Or he'll have it, derailed in your backyard. I don't know. One or the other. Yeah. Too much good racing going on tonight to be acting the fool like I am.
There's so many meanings.
I know. Gardner, Freed, and Stoy. That's really a nice one to watch right there. Oh, Cogdale, Turbeville, and Winker as well.
Yep, having some great battles out there. Meanwhile, the 4 of Eric Stoy being caught up in a little bit of a heater here between 39 and also got the 16 as well, all up in there. Meanwhile, 13, Mark Beverly's just like, I don't know about what you guys talk about. I'm just out here on a lazy drive, cruise controls on, drinking his beer and having a grand old time. Out in front by about 5.5 seconds, so a great run out there here tonight by the 13 machine.
Tyler Beverly announcing on the radio he's going to come in for his pit stop.
Man, I'm just having a heck of a time. I see all these memes and GIFs. Winker's coming down.
So it's the one of Nathan Cogdell.
Yeah, I see memes and GIFs. They come to me, and then my brain starts getting rattled. And if I ever get off topic, that's what happens. It's my fault. I look at social media and I react. It's a problem.
It's a whole wave of people coming on down into the pit road, and it's a very, very long pit road to try to keep it to that very slow pit road speed here. So these drivers having to maintain their patience on down there. As Gardner, Winker, Staten, Cogdell, and Hansley all down onto pit road. Same thing with Haas Beverly now making his way on down into the pits. Cale Turbeville and Joshua Moore, though, they're staying on out. Meanwhile, Mark Beverly in the 13 machine electing to come on down into pit road.
Look, is that the money stop? Are they going to have enough? That puts them at what, 40 laps? I think they can make it.
I think you could call this the money shot. I mean, being this close to the
money
end of the race.
stop.
Oh, that's what I thought I said.
You said money stop. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what to do with you tonight.
I'm just gonna quit, dude.
We were perfectly fine before this thing started.
This. Oh.
Yeah, well. It's all impromptu. There's no script here. Brown just lets us do our thing. Thank God for Brown. He's the only one that's not insane with us.
Look at the difference in tire speed here. You got the 16. Looks like he's just doing a little dance through everybody.
Ooh, the 42's around on cold tires. I don't know if that's going to cause anything.
Oh, I think it will. Oh, goodness.
Good catch.
So I got a feel there might be some happy people and there's going to be some upset people out there, as that's going to be possibly catching a few people out of luck here.
Yeah, that was a cold tire. And here's the deal. And I guess that, I look at the turns. I don't know what turn it was, but
Turns
that's
two.
the
Turn
one.
two.
Okay, when you come out of that one, that's where we always seem to have problems at other races. We hadn't seen it tonight until Winker kind of put too much gas into it on cold tires, but that's right there where you see it. And that's the first time we've seen that tonight, which is, I guess it's good. Really clean race. What is this, the second caution, really? So, good deal.
Adam Strom's joining us tonight out there in the YouTube chat. Said, howdy, fellas. How's everybody doing tonight? we're doing good if we could just get around these Freudian slips that keep
Get our act
happening.
together.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness! Just
Yeah, you know what? We've had fun. I think people have enjoyed it. Carol Hansley says you guys are great. I don't know if that was before or after all or
I think
nonsense.
she's talking about the drivers.
Oh, I thought she
I
was
don't
talking
know.
about us. Well, nonetheless, we're still providing the action on the track, and you might get some secondary commentary. You're not really one
Yeah,
to
I'm
hear.
pretty sure I may get canceled after tonight.
No, you didn't do anything crazy like that. No, remember the time they tried to ban? They were going to ban me from one league because I said some really.
Oh
went
yeah,
off the
about
rails.
yeah.
It was about We can't talk about it, but no, these guys are good. HCK Beagles. They're going to enjoy watching this one. They're doing a great job racing, and we're having a fun time commentating and watching it.
Well, that we are. And meanwhile, here under this caution, while we get everybody all re-racked and stacked up, got a whole bunch of pit stops going on and what have you. Let's take a quick side step and say a big thank you to one of the fantastic sponsors on out here, and give ourselves a little mid-roll break. And welcome back as we are rejoined as the field gets stacked on up side by side here, getting ready to go back to the green flag racing. We're going to have the 51 of Joshua Moore, 4 of Eric Stoy, 39 of Josh Freed, and the 44, David Wright.
Lights
Getting the
back on.
No, lights are back on. They're probably making sure everybody gets all caught back on up. I know we will, because just due to the amount of wave rounds we ended up getting here, it's going to be a very long inside line here.
Yeah, when dude, like you said, all the wave rounds, EOLs, all that stuff. Everybody has to stack up at the end of the longest line, and it's going to be the inside line here, and just it's going to be half the field. It's going to be twice the field.
Twice the field, half the field.
Twice
Make
half
up your
the field,
mind.
Three quarters of the field. This has not been my day.
Part of the field.
Adding math is not helping.
Well, I want to clarify something real quick. Facebook.com/GC Cruise Travel. My personal travel agent has told me that he does not do Titanic trips. So
Okay, well,
we're not doing that. They
do the Antarctica thing, which is cool because
if you want to go to Alaska, Bahamas, somewhere cool, you want to fly somewhere, he just doesn't do that. I know.
What if you just want to go home? Does he help with that? I mean,
I think he could in a pinch.
Fly
If, you know,
home.
probably help you get a cheaper flight home. Yeah.
Cool.
Hey,
I almost feel like I want to go home right now. You know.
you're already home.
Well, you know, I don't know.
Like Bobby Bear.
It's been one of those days.
I wanna go home.
There's some conversation on who should be where and all this stuff. Unfairness, you know.
Yeah.
Drivers are having it out with race control.
That's not an easy job, dude.
No,
Yeah,
it
race
ain't.
control. I don't care who you are. They just
Yeah,
added another lap of caution. So
I think he's trying to. I think he's trying to sort it out.
Yeah,
that's the second lap in a row. The pace trucks come down, Alan, onto pit road and reactivated the lights.
it sounds like Richard Petty might be behind that that pace truck and just may not want to get off the racetrack. You can't deny the king a ride if he wants a ride.
No, that's right.
And there's a gasoline shortage. Didn't you know that?
What?
Had gas guzzling truck off the track.
There's no gasoline shortage. This isn't like the embargo back in the 70s. We got plenty of fuel. Don't let them lie to you about this climate stuff. And we have plenty of resources to keep doing all the stuff we need to keep doing.
So the pace truck is down on pit lane. We're going green here, or are we?
I believe the answer is yes? Question mark?
Maybe.
Yes, indeed. As the 51 machine gets a great launch here off the line, the 4 of Eric Stoy trying to trickle down into that bottom line there with him, which he does, cutting off that run from the 39 of Josh Freed. The 44 David Wright trying to figure out a way to get through this madness as well. Meanwhile, all chaos is ensuing behind him here. Ooh, a little bit of a blink there by it looks like the 16. No, it wasn't the 16.
5 is round. Stephen Naylor wrecked.
Well, I think he lost it on his own, similar spot where Winker did last time. I'm gonna have to rewatch it, but I think he lost it on his own. It's hard to put power down in that turn, whatever number it is, with fresh tires.
Well, so it was trying to squeeze by. It looks like the 26 was up into the wall, so that might have messed up his line a little bit there. But yeah, just man, coming out of 2 is so difficult here, and making sure, because I mean that's the longest time here at this track that you've got the power completely, to the floor. So you want to get as much speed as you can, and man, it's definitely being a tricky task out there.
There's some comedy going on the private Discord channel. That was a good one. Now, let's get back to another good one. Here's the race. There's about 16 laps to go, roughly, right now. 17. I don't know if I'm good at math.
You need to add another.
Oh God, I knew
10.
it. Is it really? Oh, well, regardless.
It's 26.
About 20, like I said, 25, 26 laps. Everybody knew what I meant. What's your strategy? What are you going to do? Is there anybody with tires to get, or do you think anybody has tires left to get? Doesn't look like we have any takers right now.
I don't think so. You said, did they have 3 total sets or 3 sets that they could put on?
3 sets they could put on, so they have 4 total sets.
So I think a good chunk of this field has at least one more set available to them here. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe someone tried to change it on up and put those tires on here now. But then again, if something happens here late, that would definitely give them a few issues.
Right. You okay over there, English? Been having the giggles tonight.
Trying to breathe, dude. The last one was pretty good.
Yeah, it was good. You don't really, your body's supposed to know how to breathe on its own. You shouldn't have to think about it. I'm just saying, you shouldn't have to think about it. If you're thinking about it, you got problems. Probably need to send you somewhere. It does it naturally.
Just, your lungs are full of water.
Well, that's called drowning, okay? That's a whole nother scenario. In your case, probably full of beer. Are you choking on a cold beer over there?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was referring to.
Okay.
Do we need to now make the booth a liquid free zone?
No, we just need to stop looking at other people's comments on Discord while we're broadcasting.
That's probably a good idea. Here's the lights on the pace
The
car.
wise call.
Lights on the pace car turn back on off, and we get ready to get back to green flag racing here with the 51 and the 4 getting things started on off here up at the front.
Watch the 1, that Chevrolet of Nate Cogdell, up 12 spots so far. Striking distance now. The
So
lead.
you're telling me he's working harder than the real Mrs. Poindexter?
100%.
Awesome.
And that he is, and we're getting ready to head on back here to that green flag, making their way down through turns 3 and 4, and just right there on the exit of turn number 4 is when that green flag waves, and there we go back to the green flag. Oh, as there goes the 81. This one's going to cause a big one.
Well,
2 or
what
3
happened
trucks
there?
involved. Cody Staten, one of them.
Someone's bumper was still sliding down the track there.
Let's see what that was all
Truck
about.
was. 15 of Cody State was the one I saw that.
All right, 81 looked like he missed a gear or something. Turboville hit him. But that's my guess from here.
Ooh, maybe.
Yeah, it looked like he downshifted almost.
Oh, yeah, I think that might be the good old money shift. Oh, man, yeah, it was just an
He just
accordion.
verified it. He just verified it on the radio. He's like, "Yep, I was on the wrong gear."
That's not the first
He went
time.
to go to third and hit first. That's what he just
You-
said on the radio.
You could tell just looking at it. Brown's got a good view of it, but hey, man, that's part of racing too.
You guys'
I don't think
instincts were right on.
Well, when it looks like a truck all of a sudden slams on its brakes when you know they're not slamming on its brakes.
It's like a clue, right?
It's kind
Brown?
of
It's like-
there's really only one or two things
it?
it could be. It could be a technical failure where everything goes wrong on the hardware side of things for the driver, or it was a driver failure and things go wrong on the driver side of things.
Sure. Yeah.
And more likely than not, it usually is the driver error.
Yeah,
Not all the
man,
time.
yeah, I couldn't imagine trying to. A lot of these guys are racing in VR these days, and trying to shift and being like, crap, which gear is this one, and then just slam it in there, and then well, that was first. I could easily see that happening.
Yeah, third to first. That's scary. And that's
Well,
what happens.
we've had this conversation before, Alan. Both being having driven big trucks before, I'll get from one rig that's a 10 speed, and I'll get in one that's a 15 speed, and I'm thinking I'm jumping into the right gear, but I'm actually skipping a gear, and it just grinds the hell out of it, and I kind of forget where I am. And at that point, it's best to just stop and start over.
Yeah, it really is.
That's not uncommon. You forgetting where you are, so
It happens to me a lot. I don't know why.
it's okay. You've been through a lot. Your brain is wired a little different from all the beating and banging, all that military stuff you're doing.
All the explosions
Yeah, yes.
have made my brain shatterproof, I think. So I should be better off. I don't know.
Well, we're gonna have a good 20-lap shootout.
Yeah,
I like
it'll
it.
actually be 19 once we go to the green flag.
Yeah, learn math, Turner.
Hey, I'm getting better at math. Not as good as you guys, but
Yeah, what are we going to see here at the end here? It's Be a great little shootout here.
It will, and again, that whole tire strategy is going to start coming into play here. Does anybody maybe have the guts? I mean, I saw a few people there, like Jesse Calloway in the 34 machine. He pitted back on lap 83, so he's got some fresh tires. Same thing with, Cody Staten, Cale Turbeville. They came on down. Well, it looks like Cale just came on down for a splash of fuel. But maybe, they're changing things on up. Maybe trying to play and flirt with that strategy here a little bit as we go back to green flag racing here, closing stages here in this race at this HCK Beagles Racing League race from Phoenix 51. Joshua Moore out to the front with a good head of steam. You got right behind him, though, the 39 of Josh Freed having a great battle here with the 4 of Eric Stoy trying to pick up those extra positions. You also got the 16, Nick Gardner, trying to figure out his way around the 44. Oh boy, it's getting tight up here at the front.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot going on there. There's warnings being given out by race control. 16 and
right.
54 are disappearing, apparently. So.
Oh, bad connections, maybe.
Oh, it's the 44s going around. Oh, people trying to avoid it. Oh, this is going to pile up. Oh, everybody watch out.
Oh, that was
That's half the field, boys.
16 and 64 were having connection issues, but we saw a huge connection issue with just racing there.
That was middle of the field. So, yeah, that was half the field in the middle. That was the middle part of the field.
44 looked like 44 started, though.
Yeah, just getting a little loose coming out of that turn you guys were talking about. And then when other cars started to try to avoid it and they started kind of spinning out. I mean, you saw the 22 getting snagged up in it as well here. We'll kind of watch that. This track, I mean, it's got walls. There's really not a lot of runoff there on that portion of the track, and it's just an absolute parking lot down there. And fortunately, quite a few drivers getting tied up in it. The 81 Torcha gets in it, the 169, the 87, the 24, the 7. Oh, man, that was a whole lot of cars getting knotted up.
Guys involved with a meatball flag would be the 17, the 26, the 42, the 44, the 81. There was a couple more, but they took fast repairs. So they are fixed.
Yeah, that's a tight spot to have an issue right there when in traffic. Yeah. And did you see some of the body panels flying off? The new damage model. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It looks cool anyway.
I still think they need to work on it. I mean, there should be more missing body panels and bent suspension and stuff than what we're seeing, but they may be doing it in stages. I don't know how that works.
I hope everybody's enjoying watching the thing tonight. We haven't had any comments in a while. Feel free to comment.
Alvin Anderson laughing at us.
Yeah. I like it when people laugh at us. Maybe I say they're laughing with us, not at us.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll try to pretend that way too.
I mean, so all those drivers try to get whatever they can fixed on up. Turner, I don't know if you touched on it, but how many fast repairs do these drivers have?
Oh, you have one total fast repair, so once you use it, you're done.
I got
one total?
Yeah, one total. So I got a feeling that's going to take a good chunk of these cars making use of that fast repair here, and oh goodness, things can definitely get all jacked up.
Coming down to the end here, desperation now going to be the name of the game, boys. Who is going to be the aggressive driver that just tries to bully his way up through here to the front? We've already got some hard chargers up here, including Nate Cogdell in the 1. I just mentioned him here just a few laps ago. Still holding down the 5th position now, starting on the inside line. I think he's one of those guys that might be one of the guys to beat here. But Josh Moore great on these restarts, isn't he?
He's
He is, but I think
Go-
Turboville and Staten have the best tires, and Haas the boss, Beverly. Watch out for those guys.
Okay.
I definitely cannot count those guys on out here, as well as they round out of turns 1 and 2 down the back straightaway here. Some of the longest pacing without a pace truck in front of these drivers, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It definitely contends with Talladega before they start to see the green flag wave as they make their ways down into turns 3 and 4. And here we go. Green flag racing here once again from Phoenix, just under 14 laps, 13 laps now left remaining. Great side-by-side racing action being had here all the way around. Oh, there goes the one making use below that yellow line. Is he going to be able to make it stick? Not quite enough to make up any positions, but he's able to at least keep that car stuck onto the race surface. Meanwhile, 16 Gardner still going side by side with that 4 of Eric Stoy. As big wreck as a 64 machine losing a panel.
That was Nate Cogdill and the 64.
What happened to the 64 there?
Well, race control just called him out and said the 64 ran out of talent.
I don't think it was the 64. The one, watch Nathan Cogdell.
The one just drove straight up the track. That might have been a connection issue there, like a wheel. What we were alluding to before, when it was driver's fault for making the money shift. Well, this one, I don't think this one's on the driver. This one's on the driver's equipment.
Yep, and that's exactly what he just said. His wheel disconnected.
Oof, and the 17 machine getting plowed up in there as well. Frank Ranger having some getting caught up into that one as well. But, oh goodness, hate to see it there for the 64 machine of Cale Turville, running very strong here all night long.
It's one of those situations where if you're going to be on the radio, maybe I ought to wait.
Well, he might have got his numbers mixed up.
Yeah,
it was definitely the one. I could see it. I was a few trucks back, and I was watching ahead of him. It looked like a disconnection or something. It just went sharp right, took the 64 out, and I don't know who else. Did anybody else get caught up in that, Brown?
Just kind of the 17 there towards the end of it, getting a little bit of piece of it. But
we've seen that a lot lately, guys. The equipment failure. We're starting to see what it looks like when somebody's wheel disconnects, and it's like you pull the plug out and it just straight into the wall.
Yeah. It changes the game a little bit.
It does, but I mean, it kind of a little bit adds a little realism to the fake life that we live here on iRacing, right? Like in real life, you'd have malfunctions in components in the car, or like the engine can start doing crazy things. You can blow a tire for random reasons, So I mean, it's
right.
It's something that you absolutely hate to see, but unfortunately, it is a part of racing.
Yeah, it's definitely helps the simulation. It's not a game; it's a simulation. Everybody knows that, but that's in real life happens here. And we'll be coming back with 8 or 9 laps to go. I'm not good at math. Y'all know that.
No.
Hopefully we can keep it clean for those 8 laps. Well, thanks, Carol Hansley, for sticking with us. She's always a good fan, always pulling for Andrew Hansley, who's sitting currently in 17th.
He's still in the lead lap, though.
Yeah, no, he may end up in a better spot after all the mayhem in front of him happens.
Yeah, still have some time for some mayhem to come here as the pace car comes back down onto pit lane, and we get ready to go back to green flag racing here once again. 8 laps remaining once when they come across that line.
Ooh, cold one.
That cold one being broken indeed as we go back to green flag racing. 51 out with a great restart here again. A fantastic jump there. Meanwhile, here comes the 13 down on the bottom. Mark Beverly making it 3 wide, battling here for second, third, and fourth, and fifth. Oh man, some great side-by-side driving happening here.
Eric Stoy almost lost it there. Now Eric Stoy taking it in the back end from the 15.
Man.
A little slow getting back on the power there, and 15 just letting them know that hey, I'm back here. Just get her back going, buddy. We need to get up here to the front. Meanwhile, the 4 and the 13 continue to battle side by side, but have a look there at that 39 of Josh Freed trying to line up that 51 machine to make a pass. They're going to use every inch of the track. Oh, as the 51 gets up into the outside wall, but the 39 starts to lose it, trying to save it down there on the apron, and he spins out, bringing out the caution.
Great call there, Brown. Yeah, the 39 of Freed just not able to save it. Did everything he could there.
And it was one of those moments where you're just licking your chops because you know the guy in front of you just made a mistake, and that was essentially a freebie position there for the 39 machine. The problem was coming out of the corner. He as well was trying to avoid the contact there up against the wall with the 51 machine, and B, put the power down. And, oh, man, things just got all squirrely. And these trucks, known to be one of the more stable, one of the easier things to save here in iRacing. But, man, oh, man, it's not a lot you can do to save that one. He tried as hard as he could to save it, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you got to feel for Freed. He was just trying to avoid more hitting the wall in front of him. I don't think he hurt his truck at all, but he lost a whole bunch of spots.
No, and he didn't hurt anybody else with major contact or anything there. So great job by Josh just to
he wheeled it, didn't he?
Get the thing out of danger and then shut it down. You know, that's what you got to do. Shut it down so you can make it to the pits or catch up to the field or whatever you're gonna do at that point.
Yeah. And he's coming in to get fresh tires, I would assume. Yes, fresh tires, because he's probably going to get the EOL for that. Might as well.
And so some interesting calls being had down there on pit road. Stephen Naylor, Freed, and Hansley looking to come on down because maybe, you know, this thing could be heading on our way into some bonus racing time here. You never know.
Extra innings on tap.
Extra innings. Well, do they put the runner on second like these idiots do?
Oh,
now?
no. Because that's...
I want
don't get me started with that.
I want a regular extra innings with nobody on base like it's supposed to be.
Do you remember that night we all were on here and we were not doing a race. We were just talking and the designated hitter rule came up, and I almost lost my mind. And you lost your mind on other things like the second base thing and the pitch clock. And all this other stuff.
I like the pitch clock. I can deal with, okay, but putting somebody on second base in extra innings is just ignorant. A designated hitter in the National League is ignorant. I mean, what is happening? Can't take this anymore. They're taking everything I love away from me. It starts.
Batting is part of the game. I don't care if you're a pitcher. Batting is part of the game.
Yeah. Exactly.
Said what I said.
I'm heading to DC to protest this. I might even.
That ship has sailed, dude. That was a long time ago.
Oh, we can't. Oh, that's right. We're not allowed inside any of the buildings anymore.
No.
We'll be sent to prison.
Buffalo guy ruined that for you.
Well, as we get all locked and loaded here, looks like we will be going into some bonus race time here, Mr. English. Gonna have ourselves a green-white checker finish, and this will, I believe, use up 1 out of their available 3.
Yeah, 1 out of 3.
So this will be attempt number 1 out of 3. As always, remind everybody about these rules. The field will take the green flag the next time they go back around here. If a caution flag comes out before the leader crosses the line one more time to take the white flag, we'll re-rack and do it all over again. But if the leader does make it to that line, then we will finish the race on that lap come heck or high water, as these trucks get all lined on up and ready to rumble here. It'll be the 51 of Joshua Moore and the 16 of Nick Gardner, with the 13 and the 4 starting right there behind them. And boy, oh boy, it's time to buckle up, strap on those drinking helmets, and throw inhibition out the window. It is green, white, checker racing time here at Phoenix. The 51 and the 16 machine getting a good jump on that restart, especially the 51. Leaders have had a fantastic jump here all night long, but beating on that back door is that 16, Nick Gardner, trying to steal that first place spot back from where he started here tonight. The 13 tucking in a line, same thing with the 4 as they make their way down the back straightaway.
These guys in a big battle back here, the 15, the 81, and the 42, all over each other for positions.
And there it is. The white flag is out as we're side by side here between the 16 and the 51. 51 on the outside lane, up against the wall, down into turns 1 and 2. 16 on that bottom side, trying to get whatever grip he can out of those tires. Oh, and he gets loose, and he's going to scrape the inside wall and lose a couple of positions here. So it's all up to Mark Beverly. Can he overtake the 51 machine in the final corner? It does not look to be the case, as the 51 comes across the line to pick up the race win, followed by the 13 and the 4.
Tyler Beverly and Haas Beverly had the issues.
Yeah, Haas the boss and Tyler Beverly, I think.
Yeah, getting tied on up with each other. I'm sure that's going to be a brawl at the next clan meeting.
The next family reunion. This is going to be some throwing up some hands, maybe.
Well, they might as well get out there and have some kind of wrestling match. And maybe, they're in Ohio. They probably still have those yard darts, You could, have one guy. Yeah, you got to stand there, and we're going to throw darts. And if they hit you, that's just part of the deal. You can't move.
The 22's like, why'd you push me halfway around the track at a 45-degree angle?
Oh, man. Well, that was
fun way to end it. Guys can look back and laugh at this just because, it's been
a good race. It was a good race, man. A couple things happened, but I have seen so many terrible races in my iRacing career. This one was good, and there was some good racing, especially at the end. Josh Moore, what a good job.
And the 169, some great freaking burnouts for finishing in 10th place.
Well, I can't blame him for that.
I was just saying, it's impressive.
Right, indeed. Well, let's go ahead and get some of these interviews started off underway. And what better way to get them started on off is with tonight's third place podium finisher, and getting some extra airtime for that fantastic sponsor here tonight, the BK Mowing Machine of Eric Stoy, picking up a solid podium finish up there tonight in third. Man, congratulations there, Eric. I know it was a rough go for you guys. There was some really good racing there, and right around the middle point of the race. I mean, saw you, we saw Torchia, we saw Staten, we saw Gardner, we saw Winker. There was like a good 6 or 7 of you all fighting for the top 5.
Yeah, I mean, getting in those like big groups right there around this this small track, like it's just hard to pass. I was just trying to be patient, stay out of trouble. It just seems like all season I've been in trouble. So this race, I just kind of want to keep my nose clean, and it got me in the third.
Well, the BK Mowing Machine was looking pretty good out there, and thinking about next week, man, Richmond coming up. You guys prepared for that one? That's always been a tricky track, and the jury kind of split on that one. I think half of us like it and half of us hate it. What camp are you in there, bud?
Oh man, if I win, I'm gonna love it. If I lose, I'm gonna hate it. But I mean, it's a track that you just gotta race the track. Like you gotta be able to brake and roll around the corners and get off the corners just right and stay clean, just kind of like this track. So it's just short track racing, and hopefully I can take this BK Mowing truck to the front next week.
Yeah, well, you did good job tonight. This is the strangest track that I think we run. I really like the way it's set up. It's totally different, and you did a good job out there tonight. So, who would you like to give some shout outs to?
Well, always you guys. You guys do great here. And then BK Mowing, of course, for giving me the sponsor and sponsoring some of these tracks for me, and then also Bushlight and my son and my girlfriend for always supporting me.
Man, a solid drive done here by that Ford machine, man. Congratulations there, Eric, getting on up into that podium, and good luck coming up here next week there, buddy.
Hey, appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, I hope he says that after he watches the broadcast. We feel like we had a wild one tonight, boys.
Hey, you ain't
Was.
kidding. Talk about someone who's also had a kind of a wild up and down night. It's 13, Mr. Mark Beverly coming in strong with the podium finish here tonight in second place. Congratulations there, Mark. It was definitely hard fought out there, and you definitely fought hard until that very final lap.
Yeah, thanks, guys. It was very tough in those last few laps, or however many cautions we had, but I really didn't want to see that long run caution come out. I felt like I had a pretty good long run truck going on there, about 6-second lead or so. But what can you do? P2 is not too bad.
Nothing wrong with silver. Isn't that what they say? I don't know. But
Something like that.
great job in that number 13 Chevrolet Budweiser machine with Louis the Lizard on it. I love that. Richmond's next week. A little bit different animal than what you guys have been running here lately. What do you think about that D-shaped track? We just talked to Eric about it. You know, a lot of people love it. Some hate it. Where you sit?
I like it. I like kind of the short track, smaller track stuff. So it should be a pretty nice challenge. I like the braking zones and different things where you can pass people actually. So it should be fun, I think.
Yeah, it was fun watching you tonight. The paint is cool. I mean, it takes us back to a point in time when, let's just have cool advertising and cool beer. That's all I'm worried about. Who would you like to give some shout outs here before we let you go?
Yeah, shout out to the old times and some cold beer for sure. Shout out to everybody here, the admins that run this, all the sponsors that make this thing work, and shout out to you guys for making us look better than we are. So.
Oh man, you guys do a pretty dang good job of it with that great side-by-side race, and we saw it there here tonight. But man, a big time congratulations goes out to you and that 13 machine walking home with the second place finish here in the desert, man. Congratulations and good luck coming up here again next week.
Yep, I appreciate it. See you next week, guys.
And with that, we move on up to the final podium position, and it's the one that matters as the 51 of Joshua Moore comes back down across the line and finds himself picking up the race win here tonight. Man, Josh, congratulations. It was hard fought, definitely, and I gotta say, it definitely looked like the leader here, man, had a really big advantage on these restarts here tonight.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm speechless for this one. But you could get such a good jump, and we had so many cautions at the end. And I was just able to keep in front for those last couple laps, and I think I kind of backed into a win there.
Well, I tell you what, Muhleberger Custom Homes sponsoring you and the other guys on the team. Talk a little bit about the relationship you have with your sponsor, and then give us a little preview of Richmond next week.
Oh yeah, Bruce, I can't thank him enough. He's amazing. He's been with me for a while now. He watches all these things, all the other leagues I'm in, and then watches stuff with Kevin in it. But Can't thank Bruce enough. And then next week at Richmond, I hate Richmond with a passion.
I do too, dude. I hate it. I hate
My least favorite track. I think the military should go out and nuke that thing. I hate that track with a passion. But good run for the 51 Muehlberger Custom Homes Chevy. I think I stole one from Mark there. He stole one from me at Nashville, but I got him back here.
Yeah, so y'all are even, man. So let's not go nuking tracks here in America.
I support that.
I
think get rid of
we've
it.
been
Trash it.
talking about that. Everybody either hates it or loves it. I guess you're in the hate camp with English. No big
my
deal.
least favorite track in all of iRacing.
Well, you know what?
Amen.
You won here tonight, so tomorrow, next week is whatever. So, congrats! Celebrate this one. And who would you like to give some shout outs to?
Of course, Muehlberger Custom Homes finally got a win this season. This makes up for Nashville. Then got to thank Kevin, Cody. Zach couldn't make it tonight, especially Kevin for bringing out that caution. I ended up staying out. Hate to say it, but ended up staying out and inheriting the lead, and then never looked back. But thanks to those guys. Thanks for Nick racing me clean there at the end. Thanks to my parents for watching this, grandparents, girlfriend, and of course, thanks to you guys for the awesome broadcast all the time.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, buddy. And well, you may have backed into it, but it doesn't matter if you back into it, fly into it, turtle into it. Don't matter whatsoever. 51 of Joshua Moore picking up the race win here tonight, man. Congratulations. Go celebrate it. And we look forward to seeing you guys back out here in action again next week.
All right, thank you.
And with that, that brings all of our stuff to a close here tonight there, fellas. And it was an interesting ride, to say the least, here in the desert.
Yeah, it was. Even with the smaller car count than that we're used to seeing during the middle of the week. We only had 21 cars out there, or trucks rather, but it was still action packed. So I'm excited. That was we had 17 trucks on the lead lap, so there was only 4 trucks that were a lap down or more. Great job by these drivers out there to keep it interesting all the way to I think we finished lap 111 laps. I think that's what we had in.
Yeah, no, it was a good race. Most trucks were on the lead lap, the majority of them. So
yeah,
they were racing their pants off out there. We were having a good time in the booth. Hopefully everybody enjoyed some of our off the rails stuff. That's kind of what we do, but I think it all comes together for a good show for HCK Beagles Racing League.
Indeed. And while we kind of quiet things on down here, let's go ahead and do our official field rundown here. Tell everyone where their favorite driver ended up finishing here tonight. Starting this off is the 51 machine of Joshua Moore, picking up that race win. 13 of Mark Beverly having a solid run here tonight to finish in second. Got the 4 of Eric Stoy adding a solid run, up 7 to finish here tonight in third. 34 Jesse Calloway moved his way by bobbing and weaving through all those wrecks, finding his way up to a 4th place finish. 15 of Cody Staten having a fantastic run here tonight as well, finishing there in 5th, with the 81 of Bryant Torchia having a solid run in 6th. In 7th will be the 16 of Nick Gardner. I got a feeling he might be wishing he got some of that strategy back, as he took a little weird off strategy there at the start and was fighting ever since then, but he was able to fight on back for that 7th. The 42 Kevin Winker getting into a little bit of an incident on his own there late, definitely not helping his cause, but he's able to finish there tonight in 8th. 7 of Brett Sommers, he was just kind of steady Eddie out there, found his way up there into 9th. With the 169 of Bad Brad, he was pretty much your hard charger all throughout the race, up 11 spots, and he's going to be your final top 10 driver.
17 of Frank Ranger finishes in 11th, working his way up 6 spots. Stephen Naylor in the 5 will finish in 12th. 13th will be Josh Freed in the 39. So much hope there towards the end, and it just didn't work out for him. 26 of J.A. Burton will finish In 14th place, 15th, Andrew Hansley the fourth in the 24 machine. Thank you, Carol, for watching as always. The 45 of Tyler Beverly finishes in 16th place. The 17th place will go to Hoss the Boss in the 22. Let's see, 18th place will go to Johnny Herbert in the 87. The one of Nate Cognell will finish in 19th. Rounding out your top 20, Cale Turbeville in the 64. And David Wright in the 44 rounds out your field here in 21st.
And that is it. That is your field. As always, we thank you all for tuning in and watching. You guys are 100% the reason why we do this and have such a good time of doing it. So we definitely appreciate it. And we'd also appreciate if y'all would hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell, so that way you get alerted every single time that we go live. And if you do enjoy any of the racing action that you see, be sure to hit that thumbs up button as well, so that way we can continue to grow our fantastic growing community. Of course, we have to say a huge thank you as well to the great sponsors of tonight's race, such as BK Mowing over there in Auburn, Indiana. Thank you guys for sponsoring a great race here in the desert, even though there's not much grass growing out here. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. I also have to say a big thank you to Abruzzi Racewear, TrekDogsRacing.com, Chiefland RC Raceway, Sonic Graphic Design, and AdminBoxx for being proud sponsors here of the league all year, all season long, I should say. You guys have been absolutely fantastic, and thank you guys for your continued support. Well, that does it for us here tonight from Phoenix. We're heading to someplace just as warm as the Vigilante Racing League has their season finale, the championship race, coming to you from Homestead tomorrow night. 4 drivers will enter, 1 will leave. Who's going to be the one left standing? Well, you're just going to have to wait until tomorrow night to find that on out here with us. So until tomorrow night, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We're signing off.
We gone.
See ya.